Today, a movie from 2000 called Nightmare. It seems, South Korean again this time. At some point, clearly, I need to try to watch some North Korean one, I guess. I'm sure all movies there are usually popcorn. They're not, well, all movies have the potential to be, but yeah, I've been watching a lot of South Korean ones at least. It's only, I guess, I don't know. Could probably try at some point. But yeah, so this is from 20 years ago nearly now, so we go back and forth in time. And with regards to the opening, it's probably the creepiest, one of the creepiest openings in most horror films, actually. Even Psycho began like normally, in normal conditions. And even cello at least had a bit of classical music. This was bleak. This is bleak. And wow, that thing with the sewing the eyes shut is just creepy, right? Like seriously creepy. And okay, so with regards to more normal circumstances, but not quite normal enough still, as in, what's that stain doing in front of someone's face in a bed? Surely that is dangerous. Well, I'm not sure if that's a steamer thing or what, but it's any kind of stain surely is a risk, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, risk of, well, I guess if it falls and heats up that would be a risk, but what's the point? I mean, unless it's cold and they're trying to heat up with the steam, I guess. I don't think South Korea is too cold though. I personally never thought of heating up using steam for yeah, I don't know. By the way, it's interesting how that guy is talking about some person staring at them, glaring, and while the painting that he painted presumably in the past is doing exactly that. Yeah. By the way, why did they need to announce the arrival of some ghost with, of all things, jogging on the spot? It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? It's not quite most ghostly thing ever, is it? She's jogging there with some ominous music in the background. So it's not quite. I mean, ominous music needs to be accompanied by ominous actions, right? And jogging isn't quite most ominous of actions, unless it's plastic bags jogging after each other or something. I don't know. Honestly, jogging isn't quite very ominous overall. By the way, I like the piano playing at the place where there's loads of trees and such, quite relaxing after such a scene. And the music though is strange at that point where they're doing that pseudo documentary thing, where it's much less high quality than everything else. I mean, what's the point of having heavy metal to someone shopping for clothes? It's the most inappropriate sort of thing, I suppose. I don't know. It makes little sense, at least. I suppose ultimately they put music to whatever they want, but really, shopping for clothes, I don't know. Now, what's confusing with this is the fact that it began in the supposed present and it continues on, presumably in the past, and it does so for a very long time. So it's just confusing, the viewer keeps thinking, I mean, well, what happened to the earlier versions of themselves? I mean, at this point, there's more of the past than there is of the present that we've seen so far here. So not entirely sure why it began with that, but because usually, at least, if what others do this, if you have more of the past than the present, then at least you have a little of the present, and not about 20 minutes of the present, and then the remain what remains is from the past. I don't know, it's a bit confusing. Obviously, flashbacks are usually literally, as the name implies, they go really quickly. So this isn't technically a flashback. It's more of a filming of the supposed past. Anyway, yeah. So far, it's had two instances where there's blood, but one was particularly gory, and that's at nearly a 50th minute mark. So not quite as bad as some other Western horror can be, but um, the second one was absolutely horrible. So this is still about well, Psycho had just a couple as well in total. So I'm assuming that there's more here that's left before the end. Yeah. By the way, like the Three Mothers trilogy, this also uses lights, the flickering of lights of this to indicate something supernatural and such. Yeah, personally, I'm not entirely sure why they do it, because if lights flicker, they're not exactly, it's either a fault, likely, in the uh, engineering of the lights themselves, or people have stopped paying the bill or something. It's not quite the most. I mean, it's annoying for the light to go off, but horrifying. Not quite. I don't know. Also, in one scene there, the light seemed like it was dancing to the music. Uh, yeah, which was kind of cool until the scene kept going on and on. Yeah. Also, someone says that an old man witnessed something and came up with this image, and it's really well drawn. So what if the old man can draw, and sort of a comedic trope, isn't it? It's like, yeah, here's what he witnessed, and there's like a stick figure. Wouldn't that be funny? By the way, I like how in one scene they switch to another person for them to talk from a mirror. I wonder why not more movies do that. Switching to a mirror instead of direct perspective is quite interesting. Problem with this is that it's so chaotic. Like when they had the kerfuffle, um, I'm not sure how it even began, for what reason, and why. So the conclusion of that is bit hazy, considering the origin is so strange, I suppose. So yeah, I finished it, and it's not quite the most amazing narrative ever. It's very simplistic, sort of revenge story, really. I mean, whereas Ringo has a quite deep backstory, this had a bit of similar, but not really. I mean, what happened seemingly happened in 30 seconds, and they deliberately confuse the audience as to what exactly. I didn't mind that's actually, I suppose that's called the twist, which I like twist, I guess, but no, I'm not complaining about it. But otherwise, yeah, there's a lot of gore and blood unnecessarily and such. Yeah, it's an interesting for its own sake, but it's not really the most amazing thing ever. It relies a lot on brute force in a way. The ending wasn't too bad though, the very ending at least. And otherwise, yeah, it's yeah, Cello had a slightly more interesting storytelling composition, slightly more. Not very, it's all relative.